a big edge too. I'll be honest, if Bob Barr gets into the race, he'll get millions of Republicans who are angry and disgruntled. And there are some people who've suggested the perfect ticket would be Bob Barr and Wayne Root. Well, I think it should be Wayne Root and Bob Barr. But it's a damn good combination, but it's not a left combination, it's a real right combination going after the Republican Party. That's where we're headed as a party. And maybe in 4 years we'll be headed left, because maybe Barack Obama won't be the candidate in 4 years. But he is damn good at what he does. And I may not agree with his policies, but Barack Obama is a very good communicator. And he's going to get all your left-wing votes. So if you're anti-war, you're voting for Barack Obama. You're not voting for the Libertarian Party.
I'm not.
Well, let me point out another thing, though. Most people who call themselves left-wing are not just against war. They're also for bigger government, not smaller government. Liberals want big government. They want more welfare, more entitlements. They want more things that libertarians don't want. So they're not going to stomach the libertarian candidate because they don't want, all of our libertarian candidates, I think, want less government. Even if they want less war, they want less government. That's not what a liberal will stomach. Anti-war activists really want more government, not less, for the most part. Not everyone. I'm not talking blanket about everyone in the world. But I just think it's the wrong way to go as your main issue. On the other hand, you don't have to worry. I'm for getting out of Iraq as quick as humanly possible. I'm for cutting foreign aid all around the world. I'm for cutting military bases all around the world. So I'm for, here's the big one. No president should ever again go to war unless he has the authorization of the United States Congress. And that one's just common sense. I think what Iraq proves, and I think what Vietnam proved, I think what Korea proved to some extent, is that even if you want the president to have the power, a president would be stupid to go to war without Congress's approval. Without the people, without a war that is popular, you absolutely cannot keep that war going. It's a mistake. And Congress won't vote for you if the people aren't for you. So I think that all wars, except for self-defense, that's a whole different story. If tomorrow we get hit by China or Iran, with a missile, of course you're going to hit back without asking permission of Congress. But if you want to go around the world and fight war, you better get the permission and the authorization of the United States Congress. That will prevent what happened in Iraq from ever happening again. You got to get everybody to sign off on it before you go gallivanting around the world fighting wars. And by the way, I have no interest in gallivanting around the world fighting wars. I think the biggest sad thing about Bush, the biggest disappointment of George Bush, is this idea of nation building that's just proven to be such a horrible failure. Not only because it's none of our business to stuff democracy down people's throats who don't want it, but most of all, just on a purely selfish basis, we can't afford it. We're not that rich of a country. We are a rich country. We are a successful country. Even we can't afford to prop up the government of Iraq, which is a small little country. Can you imagine trying to do that in multiple countries and bigger countries?
$1 trillion for the Iraq war so far.
So far, yeah. Well, about $1 trillion so far, correct. We just can't afford it. So I think I'm more than good enough on the Iraq war, but I won't make it the signature issue because I don't think it gets us the votes we need. Yes.
Just real quick, I just want to comment. National sales tax or flat tax would be unconstitutional because it's a direct tax. But that aside,
the fair tax would be, you're saying?
The fair tax or the national sales tax.
But the flat tax would not be a problem.
It will because it's a direct tax. It's a direct tax on individuals.
Well, we have a direct tax on individuals right now.
Right, and the income tax is illegal too, but that's another story.
Yeah, but
that aside.
But don't get mad at me if I lower your taxes.
No,
you know what I mean? See, that's what I say to libertarians. You can't have it all. I'm a businessman. I always compromise.
No, right.
Except something in the right direction.
That's what I'm getting to. But that aside, how do you think that will be better than the income tax? Because it seems like it's trading one even for another.
Well, I don't necessarily think. In other words, I get at every event I go to, I get people who say to me, I personally support a much lower, flatter tax as a alternative for the moment so we can someday get rid of all taxes. But that may be a long time out of my lifetime.
Well, my thing is because they can make the same argument for income tax. We just lower income tax, we cut capital gains, or get rid of AMT like you were saying.
All those are good.
Right, it's all kind of measures that you can do to income tax. But switching that from a national sales tax...
Here's the problem I have with the national sales tax. I'm open to it. I'm not closing it off. Here's the problem I have with it. I see a few problems. Number one, the most hated tax in Europe is the VAT. That's the national sales tax. Everyone here seems to think that'll be such a huge change and so wonderful for our country. Well, maybe it will be. I'm willing to study and I'm open to it. But what I think would probably naturally happen, because our politicians are all terrible people, is that we'll eliminate the income tax for a national sales tax, and within 5 years they'll add back an income tax too. Then you'll have both. So you'll have 26% national sales tax on everything you buy, and then you'll also have an income tax. Politicians cannot resist doing that. So the only thing I don't like about a sales tax is, it just opens the genie. It opens the door to someday adding back two taxes. The second thing is people say to me, but that's the way to dismantle the IRS. We'll get rid of the IRS with a national sales tax. And I look at them and I go, wait a minute. Every person is going to try and cheat on that national sales tax. You're going to say to your buddy at his store, I want to buy that hat, and I'll give you all cash, don't charge me the 26%. So they're going to build a new IRS to go after cheaters of the national sales tax. And third of all, small businessmen like me, and some of you, maybe many of you, will now be deputized as national tax revenue officers. You've got to collect that sales tax nationwide. So you don't think there's going to be a big IRS Gestapo-like government organization that comes after the small businessmen because you didn't collect enough sales tax and tries to throw you in jail. So those are the problems with the national sales tax, and I'll give you one last one. And this was an interesting one, there's no way to get around. Say you're a person who has saved your whole life, okay, and the money you saved is money you've already paid taxes on. And you've managed to put away $1 million for retirement. Well, the national sales tax idea is completely unfair to you, because now all that money will never be taxed again under the present system. But under the switch to a national sales tax, every dime you ever spent that you're going to use to spend in your old age is now going to be taxed. So that's double taxation.
What about the flat tax?
I like the flat tax out of all of them. I mean, because Latvia, Georgia, Slovakia, all the ex-Soviet Republic countries have all gone to the flat tax, a really low one. Most of them are between 12 and 14% national flat tax. And they've got booming economies.
The nature of my question was the enforcement of it.
Yeah,
like having a Gestapo government
I understand.
that will go after cheaters even with a flat tax.
I understand, but they'll go after with the sales tax too. So I don't know how you ever get rid of it.
I agree with you, the flat tax
Is better. But the IRS is still there. It's there.
They will still put some kind of an organization together to enforce the...
Like I said, we'd like perfection, but there is no perfection. But you know enough about me now. Would anyone in the room doubt the following statement? If you elect Wayne Root president, and I am the guy in charge of funding the IRS, do you think I'm going to give him a lot of money? So I'll do my best to keep the IRS out of everyone's life by starving them. Their budget is going to get cut dramatically.
They got that prebate thing with the sales tax proposal too, to put the whole country on welfare.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well,
you put the whole country on the dole,
Yeah.
Everybody
gets a government check.
Right.
Wonderful.
well, not you mean the $1,200 checks they're going out?
Yeah.
No. The national sales tax.
If you did
Everyone
sales tax,
gets
then
everyone gets a check from the
Oh,
government.
yeah, for the amount that's like up to $50,000 a year that you spend.